Tell me this: you played in a time where there wasn't an WNBA yet, and then you played in all like the leagues you just named with different men's leagues and getting to play in summer leagues. Like when you were younger, what were you aspiring to play? Because like you couldn't have known that those opportunities would come for you to play with men and things like that. What was it? It was just your love for the game. Like I'm just gonna play. I don't know what's next, and I'll just deal with that as it comes. Or how did that happen for you? And how did you feel once you were given those like once in a lifetime opportunities? Like now, 40 years later, you could look at it and say, I played in men's leagues and things like that no other women got the chance to do. Like how was that when it was happening?
I didn't actually think I was that smart when I was growing up. I kept things simple. Like I didn't overthink anything. Like if we didn't have food, I didn't like overthink it. I would just go to my friend's house and act like we were playing, and her mom would go, we have tuna fish sandwiches, and I'd be like,
right.
I just kind of went with the flow of my situation. And I never thought about what I didn't have. I just thought I needed to be out here because I didn't know if I was going to kill you, and I didn't know if I was going to kill me. So I needed sports. So I would take whatever was in front of me, whether it was playing at Rutgers, whether it was playing in men's leagues. It didn't matter to me. But another really pivotal moment for me, I'm playing against Charlie Chris. You remember Charlie? Okay. And those guys from, my era? And I'm playing in a men's pro league at Xavier High School on 13th Street in New York. So the morning show, Jane Pauley came down and she did a story that there's a girl playing in this league. It's normal for me, is what I do.
Right.
Dr. Buss and Jerry West see it on the news. And the next day I get a phone call from Jerry West. This is 81. And he says, Nancy, we'd like you to play summer league for the Los Angeles Lakers.
What?
Talk about being ahead. Did you ever hear the story?
No.
So he goes, we have a new coach. His name is Pat Riley. He's coming out of the TV booth. And so I show up at Loyola Marymount College. They give me a Laker bag. I walk through the locker room. These guys are naked. And I'm just like, I know they're testing me, right? So I'm like, man, I got a brother. I go to the back of the locker room. And I'm like, inside, I want to beat somebody up, right? That's who I am. And I open the bag. I have a Laker jersey. I have shorts. I have the socks. And the trainer put a jockstrap in there, like trying to fuck with me.
Yeah.
So I turn around and I go, hey, Jack. And he goes, yeah. I go, this thing's too small. I need something bigger. This is the only place I get to play.
Yeah.
Don't do that to me. So Pat, legendary practice, he didn't want me there. He told Dr. Buss, I do not want her here. I told the guys it was serious. First practice, I'm standing there like he's explaining to us what he wanted. He goes, I need 5 guys on the court. I ran out. And, they're looking at each other like, what the? So I run his offense. I make mistakes. They coach me up. I get repetition. I get a little comfortable with what he wants to run on the offensive end. Then the next 5 come out, and I walk to the baseline, and I'm like, hey, if you guys don't know how to run that, I do, so I'll be happy to help you. And legendary 3-hour practice. I didn't know this until I was coaching in the NBA, and Pat Riley is talking at the NBA Coaches Symposium. He's the keynote. I'm sitting with Nick Nurse, and I'm filming it. I have the tape. And he goes, sometimes in life, people change your lives. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. And he goes, this happened to me in 1981 when Dr. Buss, he tells the story I just told you.
Wow.
And I'm like, he goes, Nancy, isn't that true? And I'm like, and Nick Nurse goes, you played for him? I'm like, stop talking. And he's like, and Nancy played for me, and I didn't want her because she didn't look like the person who should be my point guard, right? He was profiling me.
Right.
And he goes, she comes out on the court. She's telling players what to do. They beat the crap out of her. She didn't cry, and she tried to start 2 fistfights. And he goes, what are we going to do with her? And he goes, isn't that right, Nancy? I said, yes, I apologize for the 2 fistfights. I know it's 40 years later, but I apologize. And he goes, who is my starting point guard 4 days later? He goes, she could run my shit. it's so, how do you know? And he goes, when I was coaching and I felt overwhelmed, I was like, she was 5'10", she was 150. They were bigger, stronger, faster, more athletic. And she acted like she was the best player on the court. And he said it changed his life when he was coaching in huddles. He felt overwhelmed. And he said he would sometimes think of me. Is that amazing?
Yo, that is crazy.